Nadja Vancauwenberghe.
My name is Nadja Vancauwenberghe. I grew up in France. When I came to Berlin in 2002, I didn't speak a word of German. And it was really hard to find anyone who spoke English.
Englisch sprach war wirklich schwierig.
The ex-Berliner editorial staff are brainstorming in a cafe. Nadja Vancauwenberghe and two of her friends launched the magazine in 2002.
For me, Berlin was very accidental. I started something here, and I feel I'm very linked to this city because of the magazine I founded.
The offices of the English Language Monthly are located in this communist-era building in downtown Berlin. It's an international bunch, but the lingua franca is English.
Cap, what's going on? What's going on with your research? So the readers of Expat are kind of a pretty interesting international mix of people who reflect the international population of Berlin right now. We're always surprised to find actually how many German readers we have.
20,000 copies are sold every month. The ex-Berliner doesn't want to be seen as a typical city magazine or a travel guide. Instead, it wants to be recognized as a hip and edgy monthly that has its finger on the pulse of the city.
We have this African Berlin editorial we are working on. And of course, there's so many stories we already came across.
Today, Nadja is carrying out research in the Berlin district of Wedding. Nadja Vancauwenberghe runs the Relais des Savants restaurant in a part of Wedding that was originally dubbed the African Quarter because of its street names. Nadja has made an appointment to interview her. Nadja Vancauwenberghe tells Nadja that she has lived in Germany for almost 30 years. She feels at home in two countries now. Today, many immigrants from Togo, Senegal, and Cameroon and other African nations live in the neighborhood. Some 18,000 people with African roots live in Berlin. This general store stocks food and other items from Africa. It's a port of call for many people in the neighborhood.
Cool, merci beaucoup. Bonne journée, hein? Au revoir. Hey, bonjour, vous allez bien?
On her expedition, Nadja bumps into an acquaintance, the father of one of her daughter's classmates. The ex-Berliner turned 10 years old recently. Its staff and readers celebrated the anniversary together.
We're trying to kind of like tap into the creativity of Berlin. A lot of people come here because they love the city. They want to have a little bit of space to express themselves, the mental space to feel that you're not in New York or in London or in Paris or Barcelona where everything feels finished.
Berlin is a city on the move. The ex-Berliner staff have thought up an acronym for young creative people living here, YUKIs.
We didn't know how to call those people who live here, and we thought that the best name for them would be young for Y, urban for U, creativa, because they all speak a little bit of German, for creative, and international, though YUKIs is the acronym.
Although Nadja has lived here for 10 years herself, she still describes herself as a temporary Berliner, something she has in common with many of her readers.
I know so many people who came here who really spend all their money to start something here. They really get involved in the city. They take from Berlin, but they give to Berlin a lot. And I think they've been helping Berlin getting that edge that people, talk about the world over right now.
For Nadja, Berlin is both a source of inspiration and a second home.